the last 6 years, I've gone from barely knowing how to produce music at all to producing stuff that looked like this, to eventually producing stuff that looked like this. Now, usually on these Music Mondays, I drop music, but today I wanted to share 10 tips that I picked up over the last 6 years of teaching myself how to produce music. Let's get into it. I definitely want to discuss technical details more in the future, but for today, I just wanted to frame it as general tips and ideas for growing a creative skill. Let's hit it. Tip number 1, build it into your schedule. Over this entire journey of teaching myself how to produce music, nothing had a bigger impact than when on a whim, I just decided, you know what? Monday is gonna be my target day. Tip number 2, follow your intuition. So I specifically followed up tip number 1 with this tip because one of the most important things for me is that we're not making it boring. I really value music and musical creativity because it's fun. I've found that it's so important that in this pursuit of improvement, I haven't lost, my creative spark, my joy. Okay. Ooh. That's very wet. Tip number 3, choose your tool. In the context of music production, this means the DAW or the software that you're gonna use, and also maybe instruments. For me, this was Ableton. It's been Ableton for the last 6 years, and also has been the guitar, and more recently keyboards, plenty of other instruments. Tip number 4, find your people. Throughout this entire process, the most helpful, important, catalytic moments has been connecting with other people, whether it's reconnecting with an old childhood friend of mine who opened up Ableton for the first time in front of me, or whether it's connecting with people online. Onward! Tip number 5, finish stuff. Okay, I know that this is hard. I have spent countless hours perfectionist, chopping, listening, looking at, cutting. Finishing something is its own skill. You gotta practice that skill. It's like a psychological thing, at least it was for me. Let's keep going. Tip number 6, share stuff. I think it's kind of overlapping with performance to get feedback, and to listen to that feedback. And next time around to have specific ideas about how to improve. Okay, let's go. Tip number 7, this one's hard. Diminish your ego. For me, it was very important because there's a lot of voices, external and internal, through this whole process about how stuff should be, how we want it to be, how I wanted it to be, how other people thought of it. It was so helpful for me to learn how to take a step back, to recognize what these internal voices were saying about what I was supposed to do or what I wanted, to acknowledge them, but also to just let them go a little bit. Where I am in the process is where I am, and to roll with that. Okay, tip number 8. On the flip side of that, feed your ego. I know I just said the opposite, but listen, y'all, you gotta believe. And I believe in you and in me. All of us have the capability to grow and to learn and to improve and to make some dope shit. So feed your ego, but have a balance between tip number 7 and tip number 8. Tip number 9, keep going. Yo, there have been so many times over the last year and a half or 6 years even where it felt like wanting to become someone who could make music just seemed too far-fetched. And in those moments, I just said, just keep going. It's okay. All I'm trying to do is do something I love and to get better at it. Keep going, y'all. All right, we're almost there. Let's head back. All right, tip number 10, do other stuff too. In other words, take care of yourself. It helps a lot to be involved in other hobbies and to know people for other reasons and to have a fulfilling life. Okay, almost done. Let's head back. All right, I know I said 10 tips, but I have a secret 11th tip for you to finish off with, which is practice self-compassion. Y'all, we're all just trying to live in this world, do stuff that we like to do, connect with other people. Music has been one of my most important allies. That's my last tip. My 11th tip, practice self-compassion. Y'all, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here.